Hello, welcome back to another video. Today we're going to take a look at a couple things actually. And I'm doing this mainly because I just got a new microphone and upgraded my phone. So I'm going to film on the phone, see how this works. And the video I have planned for today is an unboxing of a box of toys. I shared a picture on Instagram over the weekend, and what I want to do, I guess it was last weekend. Mainly, it's just showing some of the toys I pick up. There's a company I order from. It's called Big Bad Toy Store, and they have a feature that's it's called Pile of Loot. And what it lets you do is you can pre-order things, and then when the pieces arrive, they kind of set them aside for you, and then you decide when you want them all to ship, and then you get a cheaper break on shipping, and then it just ships all in one big box. And that's what I have here to take a look at. So it's going to be kind of awkward, but I think I'm just gonna slice it open and start picking up things out of there to look at. So there's no way for me to pick the box up and show everything because it's a giant box of toys. So yeah, so we're just gonna cut it open and then get into it. All right, so the box is officially cut open. But yeah, so I don't know if I mentioned this. So the idea is that I wanted to test everything out on this type of video because if it all goes terribly wrong, if the sound is bad, then who cares? It's me opening a box of toys. I didn't want to risk it on like an unboxing of a piece of art, something a little more unique. And this, it's just whatever. I'm not going to unbox the toys that are in here. It's just kind of showing you what I picked up and the whys behind it. So we'll start off with a little piece here. It's a Hot Wheels Optimus Prime. I just thought, given my rediscovery of Transformers and what I love about Transformers, I figured this would be a fun pickup. I actually noticed that I saw since this has come out, there's also an Ultra Magnus version of from this like track fleet series. So yeah, gonna need to track down an Ultra Magnus for sure. So, all right. The next thing I have are some re-releases of some figures that I have. I have multiples of, and there's some back in the case. But I wanted to pre-order these because I want them to do more. I don't know if they will, but I thought I should at least throw my support behind the re-release because if I want to see any future figures, then this is a good way to do that. So. And it's Planet of the Apes. NECA has a series of Planet of the Apes figures that they came out with years ago, but they just did a re-release of 4 of them, and I got the set of 4. So there's the Gorilla Soldier, there's Zira, Dr. Zaius, and of course General Ursus. So yeah, they did they did 3 series of these figures years ago, and then they died off, and there were some unreleased figures. And I remember I took a trip to Toy Fair years ago, and I saw they had some planned release figures that never got around to being released. So I would love for that to be the case. If for some reason these are a success, I'm not sure that it will because Planet of the Apes is pretty niche. But whatever. I do like the new updated packaging, and these will probably stay in the packaging just because I do have them already in the display case. But it's a sickness. Okay. Next up, this is McFarlane's Nightfall. Get that in there. Bane and Batman 2-pack. Now, this speaks to, the cases that I have here. There's actually, let's see, down below there's a Nightfall cube that I have dedicated to. And I had some other, so I actually had a McFarlane Bane figure already, but this one's a little more comic themed. So I had sold that one off, and then got this one, and that's what again. It's a lot of what I do with action figures. If there's one that I have, that there's one that's coming out that fits maybe a little better for what I want it to be, I sell that one off and then pick up the new one because I try not to have, you know, on something like this for this reason. You know, the Planet of the Apes thing. Because I realized as I was talking, I might be contradicting myself. But the Planet of the Apes thing, I want to see that continue. Bane, I don't need another Bane after this. I mean, so it's not like I want them to continue making Bane figures. And Nightfall, as far as they've already made the Azrael figures, they have this Batman. They had a Batman. This is like a battle damage Batman, and then this Bane. So there's not really a lot of figures I would really want from Nightfall. So it's not like I need to. Not that I bought this just to support it. Mainly just replacing, kind of upgrading the figure that I already have. So or had because I sold it. All right, so we'll stick with. Let's go do some GI Joe. So the classified series, I've been picking up some more of those. You know, again, my rediscovery of my love for GI Joe, but you know, some of the 6-inch figures are pretty awesome. The classified series. You know, I've just been picking up certain ones, and they have a lot of. They've been doing a series of retro kind of, you know, original toy themed with the paint jobs and stuff on there. So those I really like. This one is Road Pig. I always liked the Road Pig figure, and I like the fact that he came with a cinder block, like, you know, mace kind of a weapon. This one just was loaded out that I thought was pretty cool. I mean, it is a more of like a modernish look. The heads are so in this one. The neutral face is okay. The kind of open mouth one is kind of wonky, but Road Pig is just one of those characters, those oddball characters that for whatever reason I gravitated towards as a kid playing with the figures, and just a personal favorite. So that's kind of more in line with how I'm going to collect the classified line. You know, some of the retro classic themed figures, but then also just characters that specifically you know, speak more to me. So that's why I picked up Road Pig. All right. Sticking with more GI Joe. You know, given this character's kind of been featured heavily in the comics so far. Not this version of the figure, but it's the Iron Grenadier bat. So the classic looking bat has been the one that's been in the comics right now. But I know they are coming out with an Iron Grenadier Destro, and that's one of my. I really like that design for Destro with the gold mask. So I thought I would get a couple of these for an eventual display of you know, Iron Grenadier Destro with the two bats behind him, which I think would be pretty cool. And they're coming out with an Iron Grenadier Baroness as well, but I'm not sure I'll get that one because I do have the kind of the retro classic looking Baroness, but I think I'll just get the Destro and have him with the two bats. So all right, now here's a little bit of a you know, again, this is how I'm deciding to collect even like Star Wars stuff, really kind of toning it down. But there's some characters that I haven't had represented in 6-inch form, and there's a Clone Commander Rex. I have a Cody, and then I have you know, some other. I really like the you know, when it comes to the Clone Wars designs of like Mace Windu and Obi-Wan Kenobi when they're wearing their kind of armor, the Clone Trooper armor. I think those are some of the coolest designs to come out of the Clone Wars. So I have an Obi-Wan Kenobi and a Mace Windu, and then I'll have Rex and Cody to kind of flank them. So really kind of like I said, paring it down as far as Star Wars goes. There's still characters I like here. I'm gonna knock anybody over here, but like characters like, you know, Ki-Adi-Mundi. You know, not a character that is the utmost important to the lore of Star Wars, but he was a character that was introduced in the comics before the Phantom Menace came out. So I remember reading the comic and saying, "Oh, who's this new Jedi character?" So that I have a fondness towards, a specific memory attached to that character. So those are the things that I'll pick up oddball characters from here and there, but definitely not everyone. Don't need them all. All right, so the next series of figures that I have that I picked up was it speaks to the recapturing the mid '90s in the collection, and these are figures, the characters that I've not had in the collection. I don't think they did. No, but it's a McFarlane, more DC Multiverse, the McFarlane Batman Forever series of figures. They have yeah. So I'll just show you. I'll talk about it. So there's Batman, Riddler. That's pretty cool. I like that. That's also pretty cool. There's Two-Face, and then we have Robin. So yeah, I already have. They released the Batman and Robin wave of figures last year, and the Build-A-Figure on that was Mr. Freeze. So you have Poison Ivy, Batgirl, Batman, Robin, and then you get the Build-A-Figure was Mr. Freeze. In this series, the Build-A-Figure is that dream sequence bat that was like that deleted scene, and I have zero interest in owning this giant bat. So what I'll end up doing is, and I've done this kind of stuff before, I'll keep the 4 figures and I'll take the Build-A-Figure parts and just sell those off, because I don't need it. And when I looked before, I haven't looked it up recently, but I think it was going for like $30 or $40 for the bat. So to be able to take pieces out of here and then sell that off and recoup some of the money, why not, right? Like, that's almost like getting one of the figures for free. So all right, and then the last thing, it's kind of bulky, but more in the line of the Batman Forever. Yeah, so it's the Batmobile with the Alfred figure. Now, I have a couple other McFarlane Batmobiles. They've been able to release them kind of intelligently. They're not super expensive. I think for the figure and the Batmobile is about $100. So in terms of modern toys, that's actually pretty good. When figures themselves are running $25, $30, $35 depending on where you're getting them from. To have a nice Batmobile in the collection, that's cool. The Batman Forever, that's a cool Batmobile. They're coming out with the Batman and Robin Batmobile, which I have on pre-order, and then they did the Tim Burton Batmobile. So to have on a shelf bookcase with the three Burtonverse Batmobiles, I think that's pretty cool. So yeah, that's what I picked up in my big bad toy store pile of loot. Now, what I end up doing is I get a couple of these boxes, like maybe like twice a year, that kind of thing. I just let things pile up and then ship it all, because I don't need. I'm not someone who needs like the toys right away. The focus in the collection is the comic art, as you can see, but there's still toys that I'd like to have in the collection. So and while I do that, I still pre-order stuff, but then I still will go through and sell off other things. So I've already, but before the desk still has a lot of toys on it, but I just like pared things down some, and took some stuff out of the display case that I'll sell, and then move some of the stuff that was on the desk into the cases. So it's always like the cycle of the collection of where it lives temporarily and then hopefully long term. So anyway, thank you very much for watching this one. Hope the audio sounded good. We're gonna see. There's a good chance that if something messed up, you will never see this video. But yeah, anyway, thank you very much for watching, and I will see you soon.